And 6 minutes into the JV matchup between the Tigers and the Old Abes, the JV Old Abe squad strikes first. It is 1-0, 6 minutes into the JV game. On the goal was number 10, Adria Pennicamp.
That second goal, we believe it was number 20, Giselle Wool for the Old Abe.
Valerie Mullen on the corner kick.
I think she must have touched it because otherwise the ball, I don't think the ball would have rolled that way.
And 13 minutes into this one, the Abes strike once again. They take a 2-0 lead over the Tigers. From the corner, Valerie Mullen striking the second goal for the Old Abes. And from Allie Nelson to Giselle Wold, the Abes take a 3-0 lead here just inside of 15 minutes gone in the JV matchup against New Richmond. And the Abes will take a 4-0 lead here in the JV matchup against New Richmond. 26.5 minutes in, Lola Donnelly notching the Abes' 4th goal of the night.
Yeah, that looks.
And with 31 and a half minutes gone in the JV game, the Old Abes take a 5-0 lead over New Richmond. Leah Geisler punching this one in, assisted by Giselle Wold.
Oh yeah.
The offsides call negated that potential goal there from Wold. And your score at the half of this JV game between New Richmond and Eau Claire Memorial, the Old Abes 5, the Tigers nothing. We'll be back with more Old Abes girls soccer. You're watching Old Abes TV, where it's always a great day to be an Old Abe. Allie Nelson setting up Shaylee Lansett for the goal as the Abes take a 6-0 lead 45 minutes into this one. Connor Rasmussen setting up Shaylee Lansett. Lansett notching 2 goals inside of a minute. The Abes are up 7-0 in the JV game against the Tigers. Lola Donnelly notching her second goal of the day. It is 8-0 Old Abes with 52.5 minutes on the clock. And as the seconds ticked away on the mercy rule, Valerie Mullen adds insult to injury for the Old Abes, putting them up to their final lead of 9. 9-0 is your final for the JV matchup. Don't go anywhere, though, because we've got a clash here for the BRC tournament. Rivalry renewed here as the Tigers take on the Old Abes before the postseason. You're watching Old Abes TV, where it's always a great day to be an Old Abes. Stick around.
Another senior midfielder wearing number 3, Sienna Gaspard. Freshman defender number 9, Lindsay Ritzer. Wearing number 7, a senior midfielder, Mariah Benedict. Junior defender number 8, Brooke Mesner. Sophomore defender number 9, Frankie Rosa. Sophomore midfielder number 13, Grace Chapman. Wearing number 15, a senior defender, Lily Bermud. A junior midfielder. Wearing number 16, Sierra Oldberg. And at midfield, a senior, number 24, Maggie Heineke. In goal tonight for the Tigers, wearing number 12, a sophomore, Ashley Jensen. And now, for the starting lineup, Old Abe, wearing number 0, a captain and goaltender, senior, Ashley Jensen. A midfielder, junior, number 1, Leah Palmer. A freshman forward, wearing number 3, Nora Coig. Another captain for the Old Abes, a senior defenseman, number 4, Sibaniki. Midfielder, number 5, sophomore, Marley Ferguson. At midfield, a senior student, number 8, Kay Roberts. Wearing number 13, senior midfielder, Charlotte. Senior midfielder and defenseman, number 14, and captain, Ellie Lurk. Midfielder and forward, number 17, sophomore, Ellie Thomas. Wearing number 18, defenseman, a senior student, and captain, Ellie Hudson. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Old Abes, a senior midfielder, number 20, Amelia Two. Head coach of the Tigers is Darren Blackner. Head coach of your Old Abes, Miss Olivia Brzezinski. Your center official for tonight's big match is Mr. Shane Clunt, and he will be assisted by Dean Gums and Dale Pasternak. We have 6 ball girls leading off. Rebecca Betzenmeyer and Addison Schroeder. Along with them we have Nicole Mooney, Addie Burrow, Kinley Herbenson, and Jordy Boo. Folks who are American, those defending our freedoms, we ask those who are able to please stand, placing your hand on your heart for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, Memorial soccer fans, and welcome to Memorial Stadium. I'm Charles Strayer.
And I'm Teddy Harless.
And on behalf of Old Abes TV, where it's always a great day to be an Old Abe, I'd like to welcome you here for the following match, culminating here for the BRC tournament before the postseason kicks off. The Old Abes are taking on the Tigers in their final showdown with a conference opponent before they take on North next week here at Memorial Stadium for the first round of the regional playoffs.
Yeah, it should be an exciting matchup. These are two good teams who both qualified for this BRC tournament. Should be exciting. Last time around, the Old Abes were able to beat them 3-0. This time, the New Richmond Tigers looking for some revenge. The Old Abes trying to keep their undefeated conference season going. And it should be exciting to see.
Yeah, no doubt. Both of these teams certainly accredited to some very strong performances in the regular season. The Old Abes securing the number 1 seed in their region. The Tigers in D2 securing second only to River Falls in their region. And so definitely not a team to take lightly here as an opponent. The Old Abes trying to keep an undefeated streak going. They have not lost yet at Memorial Stadium, and they do not intend to tonight.
Yeah, have not lost yet at Memorial Stadium, have not lost yet in their conference. It has been a fantastic season for the Old Abes, with only 1 loss so far to a non-conference opponent. They look to continue their conference streak tonight as we gear off for the opening.
And here in the early going, it'll be interesting to see how the Old Abes' aggression will be tempered. The Tigers letting in 3 scores in the last offering, and the Old Abes certainly shooting lights out as of late down the stretch. Should be interesting to see how they intend to go toe-to-toe with a very aggressive offensive look.
Yeah, for sure.
And a foray deep in Old Abe's territory to start. Schroeder with a strong clear, but Chapman stopping it, giving the Tigers some favorable field position there. But Schroeder going to set up for another clear as the Old Abe's defense, which has looked strong all season long, looking to gear up for another strong showing. Many a shutout has been pitched here at Memorial Stadium this season, and a senior-heavy defensive front is really the reason.
Yeah, for sure. This senior backline for the Old Abes is fantastic. Bernicke, a great player. Levick, a great player. Toole, also great. The Old Abes have a lot of strength in that defensive back line, including perhaps the biggest standout player in that back line. Ashlyn Schroeder has done a phenomenal job as goalie here for the Old Abes.
Yeah, an undeniable asset in her senior season. Looking forward to another great showing from her. Out of bounds off of Kate Roberts. It'll be a throw-in past midfield for the Tigers.
Oh, it might be because my computer has a night light, like a night mode on. That might
Trying to
change
sneak
that.
this one to the far side. Pass intended for Mara Benedict. That one will be redirected. It'll be a throw-in for the Tigers on the far side as they try to get something going. The Abes not one to allow much possession time for their opponents, least of all in their own territory. New Richmond coming out strong here. Kling trying to chase it down on the far side. It'll be off on her touch.
Yeah, make a button.
Okay. Yeah, I came in here just to do that because he sent me an email, so.
Williams will sneak it back to Bernicke, who will boot this one deep in the direction of Kling on the far side, and she is off to the races, outpacing her defenders. She's got a shot! She's got a goal! 2:51 into this one, and the Old Abes draw first blood.
Nora Kling, electric as always, speeds off in front of defense and gets a goal here early in the going of this match.
And what an assist from Sadie Bernicke. Now, she has had plenty of spotlight moments here as a defender for the Old Abes here at Memorial Stadium. In her senior season, she has been second to none. Often seeing her doing some trench work, just getting clears, making sure that the Old Abes offense is able to function properly. This time being directly involved with that goal with a beautiful shot right to where only Kling could get it, using her speed to her fullest advantage on that one. And this is a great start. Probably the best you could have hoped for. Not 3 minutes in and the Old Abes already pressing an advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Old Abe's off to a hot start here.
As Ferguson goes over to Palmier, already back to it. Keeper loses it, able to get it back before Kling, who was waiting for it on the near side. New Richmond coming away and breathing a sigh of relief as the clear will send this one out of harm's way for the time being.
But yeah, Sadie Bernicke, an excellent player for the Old Abes on that defensive line for the season, showcased some of her versatility there on that goal, getting an assist as well as what we normally see from her being excellent on that defensive back line.
Now Thomas will take over, sends it to Levick as the offense trying to press an advantage here. Bernicke sending this one deep once again. This time she'll outstrip the offense. It'll go to the keeper. Out past midfield, and Levick will push it over to Palmier on the near side. Olberg out towards the center in the direction of Gaspard. And trying to get it over in the direction of Ferguson. Palmier just outstripping Ferguson there on the near side with that pass. Jensen will scoop it up. And just 5 minutes into this one, the Old Abes trying to press a 1-0 lead as Nora Kling strikes early. Chasing it out of bounds will be a throw-in for Lindsay Ritzer of the Tigers. The Tigers push towards midfield. It's interesting to note, in the immediate moments of this game, New Richmond putting the Abes on the back foot, something we definitely don't see from a lot of opponents here at Memorial Stadium for the defensive side of things, but the Old Abes turning it around in quick fashion, just able to get their rhythm going and early as well. And that really stops any potential momentum that could have been brought, because the Tigers were definitely going to be the aggressors here, but now forced to play a little more conservatively as they are already down a score.
Well, I think this early in the match, really, no matter what the score is, you want to generally stick to your general game plan. Don't overreact too quickly. You're just down 1-0. Keep playing like you would always play.
That'll be a throw-in for the Tigers. Bernicke sends it over to Kling on the far side. Kling interfering, and that will be Old Abe's possession here. Throw in from the corner goes to Kling. Kling sends it over to Palmier. Shot is up. And hot off foot there, it will clear the crossbar. A little high and off to the far side there. And a good look inside, but amidst traffic, Palmier unable to find purchase. Richmond trying to get something going on the near side, but the pass intended for Meisner goes out of bounds prematurely. It'll be Levick on the throw-in on the near side for the Old Abes. Vic from midfield. As Roberts will get it taken away. Gaspard sends it out to the far side. Turning the corner is Benedict. Benedict alongside Bernicke. She'll be strung out, and Bernicke able to wrench it away. Boots that one out of bounds, and a nice contest there by Bernicke down the far side.
Yeah, what a play there by Bernicke. Really showcasing a lot of effort there, making sure to catch up to the attacker and send that one out of bounds.
Well, the Old Abe's trying to get out of the harm's way. Center will go over in the direction of Miesner, not able to get to it. And Bernicke will reset this one out of bounds. Throw in for the Tigers on the far side. Gaspard sneaks it back. That one will be deflected by Hudson. Out back beyond the penalty box. In pursuit is Palmier, and a nice tackle there by Palmier. Searching down the far side. She'll take this one back over to Thomas. Kling fighting for it amidst Ritzer, and she'll beat Ritzer and cannot get past Bermud. Bermud doing a nice job there to deter her on the far side attack. And a nice boot there, another one by Bernicke, this time in the direction of Ferguson. Go over past Kling and knocked out of bounds by Bermud. Bernicke over to Roberts. As the Abe's trying to get something going from the far side, it's Willems now. In pursuit, and the Tigers will send that one out of danger. 10 minutes gone here in the match between the Tigers and Old Abes. The Old Abes with a one-score lead here, scored at the 2:51 mark. We cross over to the center in the direction of Levick. Not much going there. They'll send it out past the penalty box. The Abe's doing a nice job of retaining possession there, trying to find the look they want on the near side. Ferguson will take it from the corner. Ferguson crosses over in the direction of Thomas. That one comes up short on the attempted header. And Kling able to strip it free of the Tigers. Give the Abes another chance here. Looking dangerous here is Ferguson. Ferguson with a lot of room. That one will go high off the mark, and Jensen boxing out. Didn't need to get a hand on that one. As the Old Abe's offense doing an excellent job of getting the look they wanted. Ferguson just unable to make it go there on the last touch.
A couple good looks there in that possession. That was a really nice cross we saw from Ferguson earlier, and then Ferguson got herself an open shot look, just couldn't quite capitalize, sent that one a little bit high, ended up going off of the uprights.
And Benedict trying to break free around Bernicke. Bernicke proving troublesome as always there, trying to secure the edge. Determined that's a throw-in for the Tigers on the far side, just shy of midfield. Roberts sends it high, and they'll determine that one out of bounds. Go back over to Willems. Willems gets tangled up there on the far side, and that will emit a whistle.
Amy Toole on the free kick here for the Old Abes.
This one looking good out in the direction of Thomas. We'll kick it over, and a bit of a look. Palmier trying to gain purchase, cannot do so. Thomas sends it high. That one will come up short as Jensen rises to meet it, and she'll pocket that one for a save. A nice free kick there, setting up a valuable opportunity, but Palmier buttoned up by a nice double team there from the New Richmond defense.
Yeah, the Old Abes so far in this matchup have been looking really good. I think they've been doing a good job to keep the pressure on these New Richmond Tigers, keep the ball on their half most of the game, and really get a lot of shots up on the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. The Abes love to be aggressors, particularly here at home. We're seeing a lot of that come through here in this opening performance, and it has treated them to a nice lead here. Able to get Kling once again, gives herself some space, knocks it over, and knocking it in. Marley Ferguson finishes the job for the Old Abes. They take a 2-0 lead with 13:07 on the clock. What a sequence for the Old Abes, as they are ever the aggressors here at Memorial Stadium.
What a pass by Kling, and what a finish by Ferguson. Kling getting out in front of the defense, forcing the goalie up, makes the wise decision to pass it over to Ferguson, who puts it in for the goal. What a play by the Old Abes.
And that one almost looked like Jensen with a very good job there. Nearly strung Kling out, but on the open goal, Ferguson right there from the near side crossbar, or pardon me, from the near side post, and culminating in an excellent play, one of many so far, and the Old Abe's offense is humming along nicely, well on pace to match that 3-0 win.
Forward number 5, Marley Ferguson. And the assist is coming from number 3, Nora.
High one from Levick over in the direction of Ferguson, who will let it drop. Jockeying for position there along Rumsa. And in the direction, once again, Thomas outrunning it just slightly. And the Abes nearly putting in a third there inside of 14 minutes, but cannot capitalize there at the final moment. But another good look, and the Tigers are on notice once again. The Abes fully in control here. He'll take that, tries to get it over to Ferguson. That one will not go. Passing over and trying to fleece it back to Meissner. Levick comes up to meet it, and she will beat Meissner to it before she can do too much damage. Trying to get away, and that'll be a valuable throw-in here for a Tigers offense that has been mostly dormant. Let that one go to Schroeder, and not much of an opportunity to be gleaned from that one. Schroeder will boot this one well past midfield.
Schroeder also there with a good bit of communication. I could hear her calling for the ball all the way from up here.
Yeah, and that's what you really have to appreciate about this Old Abe's unit. There's a lot of field to cover, but there's never any facet of the offense or defensive fronts that seems like there's a miscommunication. There's a very pronounced lack of unforced errors, and that is due to that. As from the far side, Kling teeing up, trying to get to Ferguson once again. Ferguson will chase this one down shy of the penalty box, as a timely deflection will save the Tigers from a potential shot. Ferguson trying to get back over. Levick will field it from the corner, able to get position. From the near side, will sneak it over to Ferguson, who sets up for the center, and that one will be met by Jensen. 16 minutes in, the Old Abes still up 2-0.
Not working on that possession, but working earlier. I've been liking the pass first play I've been seeing from both Ferguson and Kling so far in this game. Both great scorers in their own right, showing a willingness to try and go for the assist, try and go for a nice pass to set up their teammates. That's been good to see.
Absolutely, and that kind of helps to kind of befuddle the opponent, as they don't know where it could come from. A lot of these shots could come from anywhere on the field, so when the offense gets into position, the Old Abes are versatile and dangerous.
Piper Gunderson on the field for the Old Abes.
Levick to throw in from the near side. Work it up over to Bradle. And off the substitution, the Old Abes trying to further press a 2-goal advantage. Bernicke turning on the Jets past midfield. Will lose control of that one. A nice tackle there from the Tigers. And that pass overshooting Meissner once again, and they have not been able to quite get to her as they wanted to with a little bit of space, but the passes have not been meeting her where they need to. Another throw in for Levick and the Old Abes. A nice pass there, able to get to Gaspard. That one will be sent out of bounds. Throw in from Benedict. Zink can't quite lead Gaspard. Now the Tigers continuing to flounder in Old Abe's territory. The Abes trying to get this one out with a clear. Levick nearly picking it off, and this one will overshoot Meissner once again. And
I think Meissner there was expecting Levick to get to it a bit, was surprised when the pass came in. It's with its trajectory unchanged.
Yeah, and that's an opportunity that might be viewed as squandered here coming down the stretch at the end of this first half. As if they would have been able to get around Levick, there was a lot of turf to cover there, but free of defenders, it might have presented New Richmond with the opportunity they needed to get back in this one, maybe put up a proper shot, as they have not been able to muster one so far.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely could go down in the history of this game as being a real missed opportunity for these New Richmond Tigers, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the Old Abes, to their credit, they have been doing quite the opposite. Very few opportunities have come down as squandered, as they've been able to batter the defense and the keeper and have come away with 2 scores as a result. 4 shots resulting in 2 goals so far, and they have been efficient.
Yeah, for sure. These Old Abes playing real sound, clean game of soccer so far.
And just shy of 20 minutes gone here in the first half. The Old Abes trying to press a 2-goal advantage. Touton trying to sneak it back over to Bernicke. Who we beat to the punches. Gaspard trying to get to Benedict seemingly as they go in motion, but on the far side, once again, the Tigers missed the pass and missed the opportunity from midfield as Bernicke. And apologies for some technical difficulties there. Should be better. Yeah, apologies for that just a little while ago.
Well, that might be just my computer thing, because that's happened before when I've been watching other videos.
And that one out the back, and Schroeder now with an opportunity to send this one away. And as we've seen several times here at Memorial Stadium, particularly against some of these conference opponents, Schroeder has not had a lot going on back there. Thrown from Meissner will be booted out of bounds by Levick. Will set up a nice opportunity for the Tigers here. That'll be a corner kick for New Richmond. The junior Brooke Meissner on the kick from the near side. Here's the clear. Coming in hot, can't get to Zink, and the Old Abe's defense holds. Gunderson trying to get free, but cannot do so amidst the contest from Ava Zink. It'll be a free kick for the Tigers from the far side. It is up in the direction of the goal and in the direction of Gaspard, but neither will be connected with as Schroeder beats them both.
And that was a good play there by Schroeder. We've seen this a lot from her this season. Just plays really aggressive, gets to it before anyone else even gets a chance at connecting with the ball.
Yeah, calm and collected back there, and it's easy to miss because sometimes she simply just doesn't get a lot of action down there. But honestly, when she is needed, she always rises to the occasion.
And also, a lot of the time she just makes it look easy back there. You might not have
that
even
as well.
noticed that play as it happened because it just looked so routine. But that's something that you might not see from other goalies. Ashlyn Schroeder doing a great job to just be prepared on that inbound come up and just catch it before anyone else gets an opportunity.
Yeah, and as a pivotal position as the keeper is, it's nice to see that senior experience. You always want somebody who is going to have poise back in your own goal, and Schroeder definitely showing that senior veteran mentality off. From the near side now is Kling trying to get it over to Palmier, but able to get it out of danger. Bermude doing a nice job to box her out.
Yeah, the new Richmond Tigers defense doing a great job in that possession, but we've seen a lot of opportunities here for Kling on that side trying to get the center. It feels like it's just a matter of time before another one of those ends up working out.
Absolutely. Near side corner goes far over in the direction of Hudson. And New Richmond clears this one out past the 30. It'll go out of bounds just a few yards shy of midfield as the Old Abes will have a throw in. Willems hounded by Zink. It'll go back over to Bernicke on the far side. Going to get free Bernicke over in the direction of Gunderson. Bernicke out to Palmier. Now Vergoots over in the direction of Gunderson. That one will be sent over to Benedict. As now trying to lead Gaspard. Hudson will beat her to the punch, and Schroeder will have her way with it. Out over to midfield, hopping over, and that one will go out of bounds before Gunderson could get to it. Be out on the Tigers' touch.
Gunderson just making the wise decision there to let it go out of bounds instead of trying to do anything too fancy with it.
Now the Abes in an advantageous position here, 25 minutes gone and trying to press a 2-0 lead. Trying to thread the needle over to Palmier from the far side. We'll take it back out. Gunderson sends it long! And a heck of a save there, Jensen. Staying collected, and Ferguson slamming one straight to her.
That would have been one for the highlight reel right there.
Gunderson with a nice find, but Jensen stole the moment there.
Perhaps the best play that never was we've seen this season.
Yeah, the Old Abes don't often leave a lot on the table, and that one was all to the credit of the keeper. Some nice offense, simply outdone by some excellent goalkeeping there. Vergoots from the near side, over in the direction of Palmier. That one will be deflected out of bounds by Rumpsa. Palmier feeds it back to Ferguson. Ferguson trying to skirt the defense there on the corner. Vic over to Willems. Willems nearly getting free, and that one will go out of bounds on her touch. The Tigers with the throw in on the near side, deep in their own territory. Clearing this one out in the direction of Gaspard, who opposite Toole trying to fight for it. Hudson swooping in to finish the job. Whistle will blow this one dead. Be a free kick here for the Tigers. It'll be on the near side in the direction of Meisner. Levick and Vergoots doing a nice job to keep that one under control as it'll sail harmlessly out of bounds.
Checking in for the Old Abe, Maggie Sheehan, Elise Thomas, and Nora Kling.
Roberts able to take control from the far side. A nice tackle by her. Trying to lead Thomas. That one will get over to Bermude first. We'll send that one out of bounds. Be a throw in from the far side for the Old Abes. 29 minutes into this one, the Old Abes up 2-0. Richmond trying to get this one out of danger. Nice header by Hudson. And that one will go over to Levick and Meisner once again. And Levick doing a nice job to secure a chance for a clear from Schroeder. And Levick just winning that one-on-one all day. Individually, she has been doing a nice job. Meisner not getting the passes they need. Playing back over to Ferguson. She'll overshoot her. Ferguson able to corral it at the last second, taking it out of the near side corner. Sneaks it over to Levick. Levick gets it to Turf. And over to Sheehan. Sheehan will get blocked there just outside of the penalty box. Thomas maneuvering over to an open Ferguson. Ferguson takes her time. Sneaks past the first one, puts up the shot, and a low one will be corralled by Jensen. Ferguson with time and space there. The Tigers closing in and forcing the issue. Toole lofts this one over to Thomas. Thomas led beautifully by that pass. Crosses it over from the far side. That one will be interrupted before it can get to Kling. And Heineke fighting for it. It'll be a throw-in for Bernanke and the Old Abes. Roberts sends this one deep. Shot is up, and Jensen ready for it. And the clear sent away. That's save number 5 for Jensen on the night. Shot number 7 for the Old Abes. Toole out to Ferguson. Ferguson with a bit of room to operate. Inside the penalty box. Crosses over. Overshoots Nora Kling. Thomas sends up her prayer. That one will not find pay dirt. Clear save from going out of bounds there by Benedict, and they'll try and work it up the far side. The Tigers not having much going on the offensive side of things. Vergoots over to Ferguson. Back over in between Ali Levick and Vergoots, and now Meissner finally getting an opportunity. Levick runs her down with brutal efficiency there. Levick turning on the Jets, and the Tigers get nothing out of it. From the near side, Levick has been all over that. Meissner not getting much of an opportunity now. Kling getting herself out ahead over the defense. Can she put up a shot? Crossing over. Thomas now tries to clip it in, just too late. Jensen doing a nice job up to limit the area of damage there for Kling. Kling forced to try and get that one out. And by the time Thomas was able to put up the shot, not enough space to go for it. A good job there from New Richmond, able to prevent the third score from going in. 33.5 here on the clock for the first half. The Old Abe's up 2-0 on the New Richmond Tigers. Pass intended for Heineke. Heineke over to Sheehan. And Bernicke pokes it free. Thomas trying to run it down. Levick intercepts the pass intended for Meissner. Over to Ferguson once again with a bit of room on the near side. Gets herself some space over in the direction of Thomas. Thomas can't get a good look on that. That one will be far and away.
Three subs in for the purple and white. Katie Tutan, Nadia Al-Hash Lamoun, and Charlotte Williams.
Vermood to do the honors here, and that one will be sent over to the near side, and it'll be out of bounds on Meissner. The Abes once again working with advantageous field position. Throw in from Levick over to Kling. Kling in the middle. It'll be poked free. And a tackle you don't see often on Nora Kling. Tigers able to secure one there. Thomas with some nice footwork, able to sneak it out. Benedict to take it from the far side. And the Abes not giving up ground easy here. The dribbling has been rather concise on their end and keeping the tackles coming here. Meissner sends this one back. New Richmond trying to find a place to strike here. Go over to Zink. Zink has her pocket picked. They'll go out to Ferguson once again. Ferguson beats the first defender over to Kling. Tutan over to the near side. Ferguson runs this one down. 4 minutes to work with. And cannot bobble that one.
Fairly certain that it's just my computer.
Meissner opposite Levick, past midfield once again. They'll send this one far and away. Gaspard not even going to try for that one, as the Abes would have caught him out of bounds there. Or, pardon me, offsides there. And the Abes, should they keep the handle on things defensively, are going to close the books on a very successful half of soccer. They have been playing a full field game here, and it is shown on the scoreboard. The Abes with 7 shots and 2 goals to their name. As Schroeder clears that one out of harm's way. Set to cap off another successful half of conference play. And really this This is exactly what they were looking for, and it lends itself to a very demoralizing half of play for New Richmond. This is a hard sort of deficit to climb out of. Only 2 scores, but the Old Abes have been wearing on them at every turn here.
Yeah, the Old Abes have been the aggressors here in this matchup for almost the entire time. As you said, they've got 7 shots compared to the Tigers' 1 shot. So it's really just been all Old Abes here on the attack. And you can see that in the score with the Old Abes up 2-0.
Kling running it down. Able to get it away. A nice center there to Willems. Willems can't quite get the handle on it in time. That one will be sent away. The Tigers with a bit of a respite there. Just over 90 seconds to work with, and this one popped up to Kling. Kling slows it up, and amidst the triple team, she will be denied. That one sails out of bounds. The Old Abes with a throw in here with 90 seconds to work with. Levick throw in on the near side. Ferguson will take this one from the corner. Tossing over in the direction of Willems, and that one will be headed away. And the Tigers doing a nice job to keep that one under wraps.
The Old Abes getting a good opportunity there. The header just a difficult shot to really fully control.
Seconds tick away, 30 seconds to operate here before the half. Toole sending this one over to Kling. Kling with a nice header. Ferguson out in space. Chasing it down. And she will not be able to retain possession there. 15 seconds and counting here to work with.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Richmond trying to send this one out of harm's way on the far side. The seconds will tick away, and the Old Abes will not have another opportunity at the net. But the damage is done. A successful half for the Old Abes culminates in a 2-0 lead heading into the break. A stellar performance, but there's one half to go. Don't go anywhere, because in just a couple minutes, the Old Abes will attempt to finish off the Tigers here for the second time in the BRC tournament. You're watching Old Abes TV, where it's always a great day to be an Old Abe. And welcome to the second half. The Old Abe's up 2-0 on the New Richmond Tigers in this BRC tournament showdown. And things have been looking business as usual for the Old Abes. They have been firing on all cylinders, and the Tigers have not stood much of a chance here. What do you think they have to do to turn this thing around as Levick takes a dive there, no worse for wear after the collision?
Well, they've really just got to play more aggressive, put some more pressure on these Old Abes. They've been on the back foot for the entirety of this game, and that's going to have to change if they want to turn this thing around. And they also have to play more disciplined. They can't afford to be... that one almost goes in.
Off of the free kick, an excellent boot, and Nora Kling once again using her superior speed to get ahead of the pack. Puts up a shot that is just a foot or two too high. It'll be off the crossbar. It'll be a throw-in for the Old Abes. Bernicke from the near side, and Bernicke has had a heck of a game so far, assisting the first score for the Old Abes and doing an excellent job to button things down on the wing side of things defensively. Thomas back to Palmier. They'll have to take this one back to Schroeder. Pass midfield is Willems. Willems boots one in the direction of Palmier. Sneak it over near Benedict, but Kling is there with a nice tackle. Will be knocked out of bounds there. Ritzer making sure that Kling didn't get too far there on the near side. And it'll be Willems off the throw-in. Trying to find her way in, Marley Ferguson. Ferguson will corral it, steps back, takes the shot past the penalty box. That one high off the marker. Bernicke hounded here. She'll able to turn the corner around Gaspard. Gaspard still in hot pursuit. Bernicke dumps it off to Palmier. And a nice challenge there, but Bernicke able to rise to it. Toole legs it out and over to Kling on the near side. Kling amidst a double team. Trying to fend off a triple team there towards the end. Bermude takes that one on the chin.
Corner kick opportunity coming up here for the Old Abes after that one sent out of bounds by the New Richmond Tigers.
And it'll be Thomas here from the near side. Sends it high, looking good. Ferguson. Yeah, chase it down. She'll be beat to the punch. And Kling in there towards the edge of the penalty box. And a physical contest will end up in the Old Abes being sent away scoreless. Ferguson trying to get there on the near side. Bermude able to beat her to it, and the Old Abes will take over a throw-in on the far side from Levick.
Hmm.
46 minutes into this one, the Old Abes still up 2-0 on the Tigers. Brennicky trying to fleece it into Palmier. Kling will pick it up. The near side is Kling. That one will be deflected as she attempts to save it for a center there. And it'll be a corner kick for Palmier. And the Tigers bend but do not break there as they'll send the Old Abes away. Roberts will corral the shot on the far side. Meissner with the contest. One will be sent back out of bounds, throwing as the Old Abes push a little deeper into the territory of the Tigers. Swinging over across the field, Bernanke, the intended recipient, unable to chase that one down opposite Benedict. We get back to Zink as the Tigers attempt to clear this one out of familiar territory. Levick swooping in, and she has been trouble for Meissner and those attempting to pass to her all night long. On the far side, this one out of bounds. On the far side, and Ferguson able to take it away. A nice tackle there, crossing over in the direction of Nora Kling. And the defense ready for that one. Another shot here as Ferguson will take it just shy of the penalty box, trying to get in over to Thomas. Thomas amidst a fierce contest. That one, a sky ball knocked askew. And that'll set up a corner for Lydia Palmier and the Old Abes. Once again, she'll take this one from the near side. Corner looking good on its way. Overshoots Levick, and that one will go out of bounds. That one had promise there, but the Tigers able to do their job, disrupt the Abes defensively, and Benedict trying to escape. To Roberts now. Roberts trying to thread the needle over to Thomas. That one with a little too much gas. The Tigers taking it on the chin, a 2-0 deficit here they've been working with since the 14-minute mark. They haven't let up a goal since, so it's been within arm's reach. However, they have not had any of the offensive aggression necessary to close the gap. So far, the Old Abes doing a nice job too. While they haven't put more on the board, just to keep things under control, they have most certainly been the faction that has taken the most time off the clock in terms of their own possession.
Yeah, the Old Abes in this second half, although like you said, not scoring yet, have really been doing a great job to maintain themselves as the aggressors. They've been keeping that pressure on the Tigers and not allowing the Tigers to really have an opportunity to start pushing for a comeback yet.
And 51 minutes on the clock here. The Abes up 2-0, as you just said. But plenty of time here for the Tigers to get themselves back in this. The closest thing that the Abes have gotten to a loss here at Memorial Stadium came from a 2-0 lead against a conference opponent, River Falls, able to take it to 2-2 and force the draw. The Abes' only non-winning outcome so far in conference play this season. So no team ever out of it at 2-0, least of all with nearly a full half an hour to go.
Yeah, but if the New Richmond Tigers want to turn this around, they've got to get themselves some opportunities on the offensive end here, which we haven't really been seeing much of from these New Richmond Tigers, mostly on the back foot this entire game.
Kling able to get it out ahead of Thomas. That one will be pushed out of bounds before she can do too much damage. Vermouth doing a nice job to take that one away before Thomas could turn the corner.
Bradle and Toutant coming in here for the Old Abes.
That one will be knocked out of bounds off of Kling's touch. That could be offensive to Garrett. Kling notches it over to Thomas, and Thomas, left-footed strike will go wide of the far post. She anticipates it. Off of the throw-in, Roberts nearly coming away with a nice tackle there. Zink able to get things under control for the Tigers at the last second. They'll push it down over to Schroeder, and Schroeder content to not do much but just clear it these days. The first shot for the Tigers coming over 20 minutes of game time ago, and they have not been able to muster one up since.
Yeah, this Old Abes defensive back line has been doing a good job to, whenever it gets onto their half of the field, just send it straight back to Schroeder for the clear. Old Abe's coach looking for a penalty call there. None will be awarded, but the Old Abes will come away with it with a corner kick opportunity.
And they'll opt to get it over to Bernicke. Bernicke back to Thomas. Thomas shaking the defenders. And Bernicke sends this one up high, looking good in the direction of Kling. And a nice job by the keeper, Jensen. Hangs in there and is able to come up with the save. An excellent play design right there. Nearly came away with the third goal. But once again, the Tigers content to keep it at 2-0. Kling looking dangerous, though, from the near side. That one will be booted free before she can do too much. Shot is up. This time Bradle will send this one high of the crossbar on the near side. Roberts trying to maneuver. It'll be a nice tackle there from Ava Zink. And out in space, now it's a foot race. This could be the chance. It gets past Schroeder, but it will go away harmless off of the left, just shy of hitting that left post. And the first true test for Schroeder, that one pushed wide. Gaspard in a foot race and able to get out just ahead the Tigers with their first true strike here of the night.
And Schroeder doing a good job of positioning there. If the shot was placed within the range of the goal, it might have been able to get snatched up by Schroeder there.
It's this Benedict now trying to get it over. Gaspard opts to take it back over to Benedict on the near side. Over and Schroeder with a leaping grab.
The new Richmond offense looking a little bit better right now, but Ashlyn Schroeder rising to the challenge of two back-to-back good looks for the New Richmond Tigers, sending them away with nothing. New Richmond, though, if they can keep up this new aggression we're seeing from them, might be able to find their way into a goal or two.
Yeah, and that's just fun to see in conference play especially. This team is down but not out. That was a statement minute there. They are definitely going to be fighting to close this gap to the very end. The Tigers have some life in them yet, so the Old Abes need to be on notice. Can't get complacent here. There's still plenty of time to play. About 22 minutes here left of regular time, and the Old Abes with just a 2-score lead. Definitely in good position, but can't let the Tigers claw their way back into this one.
I see what you did there.
No, thanks. I try. Teuton trying to get free out towards midfield. Cannot do so as Benedict will take over opposite Bernicke. Bernicke, a nice job, and she will have that one taken away as they'll go toe-to-toe there. Back over to Benedict. Zink will take it around, and now the Tigers starting to heat up here with some tight passing. Bradle picks that one off as Zink overshot there. Clear deflected, and now Hudson racing for it, trying to get this one safely over to Schroeder before Gaspard can try her hand at it. And she will be able to do so successfully. Nice job by the senior there. Whistle will blow this one dead as it was Meissner and Teuton fighting for that one. 58-45 here on the clock. The Old Abes up 2-0 over the Tigers. Sending this one out past, and now Gaspard once again chasing it down. Toole able to get this one over to Schroeder before she can get to it. This one will go out past midfield, and Bradle will take over. Bradle sends it out to the near side. Kling chasing it down. That one knocked askew, and Bermud doing a nice job once again. Whenever you see Nora Kling out with some open space in front of her, you can sort of feel the crowd in the stands here at Memorial Stadium tense, because you know that more often than not, she will be the quickest one on that side of the field. And that is definitely a tough thing for these opponents to contend with when they play Eau Claire Memorial. There is a lot going on the far side with Nora Kling, and knocking it in on the far side. The Old Abes will finally break the deadlock at 60 minutes even, and they will find the net after a nearly 45-minute drought.
Teuton with an excellent goal right there, doing a nice job to recover after the corner kick. Took a little while to get into our hands, but or our feet rather, but Old Abe still doing a great job to capitalize, even on the long corner kick.
And now the Tigers definitely on notice. They've been hanging in there, content to stay behind 2 scores so far, but now they really need this one. Gaspard and Benedict, who have been really making the most out of this newfound offensive life, trying to get something going here. And now the pressure is on to make it happen. Kling trying to break loose. Ritzer sends that one out for a corner kick for the Old Abes. 20 minutes to go and the Old Abes up 3 scores. Levick back over to Schroeder. Out from the far side, sending it over, and Hudson will take care of that one before Schroeder has the opportunity. The Abe's defense limiting the options of the Tiger attack there. Kling spinning free of Ritzer. On the near side, turns on the Jets, able to get past Bermud, and Nora Kling collides with Ritzer. The Abe's head coach not happy about that one, and it's not really hard to see why from where I'm standing here. It's been a very physical contest so far, and Nora Kling, ever a tough player and a speedy one at that, has drawn a lot of physical contact in all the games she's played here at Memorial Stadium. Nevertheless, she has proven a valuable asset for this Old Abe's team and a glimmer of hope for the future after class of 2025 departs. As a freshman, she has been excellent.
Yeah.
On the near side, Bernicke now can't get too far before Ritzer sends it downfield. Hudson out towards Kling. Kling opposite Ritzer. Spins around the contact, and Paul Meir will be outstripped for it. Bermud sends it away.
The Old Abes are sending in some fresh legs in the form of Marley Ferguson, Elaine Bergutz, Kate Roberts, and Elise Thomas.
Amidst the substitution, Bernicke to send it in on the near side. Trying to fleece it into Vergutz. And we'll find it. Vergutz sends it over to the left side and to the far post. Neither Gunderson nor the keeper will get a chance at that one. Benedict opposite Vergutz. We'll find it in, and now Gaspard trying to chase it down. Hudson doing a nice job to kind of box her out in motion, and Schroeder will get to it first. And the positioning of the defense, we sort of talk about it incessantly, but it's hard not to when it's such a pivotal aspect of the Abe's game plan and how they're able to execute so effectively. They've pitched a beauty of a shutout. No flukes here. only 2 shots proper here against the Old Abes, and both of them have been deterred in earnest. Zink trying to get it out in the direction of Meissner and cannot do so. The Tigers running out of breathing room here. They've got 15 minutes to work with. Plenty of time to punch in 3, but they've got to turn up the heat a little bit on this Old Abe's defensive front, which has been far from breaking at any point in this contest. And a corner kick opportunity there as Gunderson fighting for it on the far side. She will do the honors for the Old Abes. 66 minutes into this one, the Old Abes up 3-0 on the New Richmond Tigers. They've got an opportunity at their 8th corner kick of the night. That one going far, and the header just askew. That was Ellie Hudson who got the dome on it. And at this position, a good look that takes some time off the clock is as good as any, but you wanted to see that one go in.
Yeah, never want to take your foot off the gas, but the Old Abes looking like they're in good position here.
Yeah, absolutely. Several of the New Richmond attempts to clear have simply just gone right back to the Old Abes midfielders and strikers, and that has really hindered any efforts for them to get momentum going on the offensive side of things. The Tigers have really been neutralized on that front. Bernicke on the near side, looking for options. She'll take it over in the direction of Thomas. Gunderson knocks it back over to Ferguson. That one will be blocked by the leg of Chapman. And Toutant with a nice look. That one bobbled, but eventually reeled in by Jensen.
What a shot by
Good
Toutant.
shot right there. Good shot, good save. Our side trying to feel out the terrain.
Toutant takes a bit of a rough shot there.
Schroeder gives it the boot to the far side. Nice looking one there over to Thomas. They'll get it back over. That's Toutant chasing it down. Over across midfield is Hudson. And Bernicke off of the go-ahead gets it over to Gunderson. That one just too far for Gunderson to reel it in. A good read, but the pass just slightly outstripping Piper Gunderson. Roberts missed the traffic, able to shake off Benedict. Levick swooping in. Looked like she wanted to get that one to Thomas. Thomas facing the other direction, not quite ready to receive that. Bernicke in the direction of Gunderson. That one sent out of bounds by Bermude. Tool over to Gunderson. Bermude once again able to read that pass nicely. Been deterring a lot of the activity on the far side. Levick, bit of space. Crossing over towards the middle. She'll be picked off. A nice tackle there. Casper trying to snake it around Tool. Tool putting up a good fight. That one will find its way across midfield. And Levick opting to take this one out of bounds on the far side as 10 minutes remain in regular time of this one. Ferguson, bit of space here on the near side. 5 on 5, or 5 on 15 rather. And Bermude does her job once again, doing a nice job to deter the wing. .71 minutes on the clock here as it'll be corner kick number 9 for the Old Abes. Thomas from the near side. Gives it the boot, looking good, sends it away, shot is up. And Hudson once again running into traffic. A good shot will be deterred by a host of Tigers. Zink pocket picked by Sheehan there. Sheehan trying to thread the needle in between defenders. Cannot do so in the direction of Ferguson. Bernicke content to get this one back over to Schroeder. Miss there. And Ritzer will draw the whistle. That time it was 5 on 5. Ferguson, a nice physical contest there. The far side now. Schroeder chasing it down. Shot is up off the crossbar. Still in play. And that shot just a couple inches shy of spoiling the shutout. Not out of the woods yet. The Old Abe's trying to wrestle back control. Ferguson will do so effectively on the near side, able to get it out to Vergoots. And a hectic sequence there, but the Old Abe's staying composed and coming out on top. And that one that might have given the Tigers a sign of life will be sent away with nothing changed on the scoreboard. 73 minutes on the clock. The Old Abe's still up 3-0. Levick boots it over to Thomas. Gunderson trying to chase it down. Jensen sends it right over. This time it'll get to Thomas. Thomas will be over to Vergoots. Vergoots will send it to the near side. Will be shy of the near side post. Burkholtz wrenching it free, hot off the sub. Bermude, once again, she has been mitigating many an attempt on the goal here. Bermude definitely one of the most influential players for the Tigers tonight. Probably reasons this isn't a worse affair for them. Sheehan gets it over in the direction of Bergholtz. Bergholtz gonna chase it down on the near side. It'll go off on her touch. 75 minutes on the clock. The Old Abe's up 3-0 on the Tigers, trying to close out a beauty of a shutout. They're moved over to the center of the field. It'll be picked off by Sheehan. Nice find there to Palmier. Palmier can't quite corral it there on the outskirts of the penalty box. It'll be sent back out towards midfield. Tool over to Vergutz. Vergutz can't corral it, and that one will be sent out of bounds. Back over to Bernicke, a nice center in the direction of Sheehan. Vergutz over to Bergholtz. Just 4 minutes to work with here. The Tigers not really able to manage much of a last gasp here as the Old Abes continue to put the pressure on them. Bernicke with a nice throw in over to Palmier. Sheehan sends it over and Jensen scoops it up. Vic trying to get to Gunderson on the far side. That one will be sent past midfield.
Coming off the bench for the Tigers, number 13, Grace Chapman, and number 7, I believe, Cami Cobb.
Levick carving out some space over in the direction of Bergholtz. That one will be too much there, and that'll go out the back.
Palmier sends it back to Bernicke. Sheehan with a bit of space sends it to Palmier. Palmier shot.
And just slightly too high. A nice look and a nice shot there by Palmier, just slightly over the crossbar.
Bouncing between the two crossbars. That's about as close as you can get it.
Gunderson fighting for it on the far side. As inside of 30 seconds remaining, we will go. The Old Abes all but securing a stupendous 3-0 shutout. On the direction of Bergholtz. Bergholtz trying to run it down. Gets some space. That one will go back to Bergholtz. And Jensen will send that one away. Vergutz fighting for it on the near side.
5,
Bernicke trying to get it back over. That will go out of bounds off of Ebnett's touch, and that should do it. Here at Memorial Stadium, the Old Abes remain undefeated. The Tigers fall 3-0 as the Old Abes clinch their final regular season victory here at the Memorial Stadium prior to their postseason run. Speaking of that run, that will start 1 week from today. Next Tuesday, the Old Abes will take on the Eau Claire North Huskies in the first round of the regional playoffs here for WIAA girls soccer, and they have got a bright future ahead of them if the last few weeks of play are any indication. Business as usual as the Old Abes take care of business once again at home.
Yeah, these Old Abes look poised to make a deep run into these playoffs. They've looked phenomenal. They looked phenomenal here tonight, securing a second 3-0 victory against the New Richmond Tigers to keep their undefeated streak at home and against conference opponents as they look towards another home game against a conference opponent to open up these playoffs. Hopefully it's more of the same. Thank you all for watching Old Abes TV, where it's always a great day to be an Old Abe. And, as always, go Abes!